time with the keeping this out with star with this. You're taller than that. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marcus Clark. I'm interim athletic director at Shaw University. And on behalf of Shaw University Athletics and our football program, we'd like to say welcome to our Pigskin Preview with Coach Massey, Coach Flowers, and some of our football players. We'd like to thank Summit Hospitality and Courtyard Marriott for letting us have this event here. It's a wonderful hotel. I had an opportunity to tour some of the rooms. So we really appreciate their hospitality, and thank y'all for taking time out of your lunchtime to come be with us. And at this moment, I'd like to turn it over to Sherry Fillingham, our Sports Information Director, and she will introduce our panel.
Good afternoon, everyone. I don't want to leave anything out, so I'm going to use notes. First of all, I do want to thank you all for coming, and I'm going to echo his appreciation of Summit Hospitality and the Courtyard Marriott Crabtree for letting us come and use this facility. After we're finished, there are some refreshments out in the dining room area. Also, we'll have the drawing for the autographed football and the season ticket package. So at this point, your odds are pretty good. Now I'd like to introduce you to the gentlemen who have given of their lunch hour to be here today. First, we have head coach Robert Massey, who is our first-year head coach. He had a 10-year NFL career, including one Pro Bowl appearance. He was 2 years the defensive coordinator here at Shaw, and before that he was the defensive backs coach. And he also spent 2 years as the interim head football coach at Livingstone College. Next to him, we have Maurice Flowers, who is the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Shaw. He joins us after 2 years of holding those positions at his alma mater, Johnson C. Smith University. He is one of the best high school football coaches in the Carolinas, including 10 years at Chester Senior High School in Chester, South Carolina, and West Charlotte High School in Charlotte. Next to him, we have Darnell Evans, a junior cornerback who is a freshman walk-on, was a third-team All-American. Last season as a sophomore, he was among the leaders in the country in interceptions with 6, and he is from Madison, New Jersey. Next to him is James Langford, who is a running back and kick returner. Last year, he led Division II in kick returns with a 37.1 yards per return average, and he scored 3 touchdowns on kickoff returns. As a running back, he amassed 245 yards and 3 touchdowns. James joins us from Richmond, California. And finally, we have quarterback James Stallings, a newcomer to the Shaw program. He started his college career at the University of Wisconsin and then played at Grand Rapids Community College, where he amassed 2,039 yards as a quarterback. And James joins us from Macomb, Michigan. So I'm going to hand it over. Coach, if you just kind of give us a background on where you see the season going, and then we'll open up the floor to questions both from the media and from the fans who are here.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Appreciate you coming. I'd like to start, first of all, thanking the Shaw alum as well as the administration for giving me this opportunity and chance. I've had a chance to do some interviews. I'm not taking shots at what people have said in response to what I said. When I talk about being here at the show, and I say it's my dream job, I'm sincere about that. One of the things I try to express to these young men, and I actually started this with Coach Flowers a few years ago, make this your big time. What is it? We're here. This is the big time. We're at Shaw University. You live in a lot of other places, but you're here. Again, we're proud to be here. We're going to represent Shaw the right way. And we're going to continue our winning tradition in terms of football. And talking about the outcome of this, or the outlook for this upcoming season, this is says the best defensive backs in the country, one of the better return men. And by the time the season's over, this guy probably have all the passing records in single season in the show. And under the tutelage of Coach Flowers, I think we're heading in the right direction. So in terms of being a high-powered offense, that won't change. We'll be a high-powered offense. Defensively, I'm going to still be calling plays. And my temperament won't allow people to do a whole bunch of scoring. I don't want to cheat, but I'm go out there and top them myself, and I gotta keep my that. But again, I thank you, and I appreciate your support, and, we wanna make this a joyful and fun event for this year for these young men. I tell the players a lot of times, the next 4 years in your life are gonna go by so fast, but they'll probably be the best 4 years of your life. College. And two things we've hinted on since I've been here, and we continue to hint on. And two of the biggest decisions you'll ever make in life are going to be college you choose to go to, and the woman you decide to marry in life. So again, we're here trying to develop young men as well as put together a winning football program. And I think these 3 young men will exemplify that. And of course, with Coach Flowers and his background, I see no problem with Shaw being one of the better teams in the conference this year, as well as competing for a national championship. Coach Flowers, I'm going to give you this mic and let you say a little bit about yourself and left things out.
First, I'm just really glad to be at Shaw University. It was Coach Massey made a phone call to myself. It was pretty much like, hey, when can I get there? This tradition of great football, Shaw, something I definitely want to be a part of. I was excited to get started working as his assistant head coach and offensive coordinator. We know there's a lot of talent at Shaw, and there's a lot of winning that's went on, and we're just going to do our best to keep it going. The offense will be exciting. I'm not going to say it hopes to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. And we're very talented at a lot of positions, and we're really looking forward to today, this afternoon. Our first practice is today. Our players are excited, our coaches are excited, and we're just counting down the days to get to our first ball game on August the 30th.
Next in line, one thing about life, everybody has a story to tell. And, sometimes when you tell people's story, it's better told by them. And Evans, he was a walker. Evans will tell the truth, the whole story. He came to my office, he was an assistant coach here at Shaw, and he wanted to play football. And we looked over and stuff, and I said, well, believe it or not, he was a receiver and running back in high school. And I looked at him and I said, son, if you're going to play on this team, you probably want to try to play defense, because we like tall receivers at Shaw. I convinced him to come on over to play defensive back. At the time, I was defensive back coach, and I coached him out of Georgia. And really, the rest is history. Outstanding young man, outstanding student. He leads by example. I'll go on record and say this, and I'm not a guru, but I was fortunate and blessed to play 10 years in the National Football League. Some people don't actually coach in the NFL as well for a season. I've seen this kid in terms of ability. He's done some things that you just don't teach. And a lot of times, kids with that type of ability, they have the opportunity, provided they do what's right on and off the field, to play some football. I know height is an issue, but again, this kid at 5'8", he has probably a 36-inch vertical. He's a legitimate 4'5", 4'40". So he brings a lot to the table. He's an outstanding football player, outstanding return man, and he's one of our captains. So I'll kind of let Dion, excuse me. I'll kind of let Don tell you a little bit about himself in terms of what he majored in and some of his goals and aspirations.
All right, how's everybody doing? All right. My name's Darnell Evans, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I just walked on the Shaw. I just pretty much started from the bottom to the top, really. I just worked my butt off. I mean, Coach Massey, I'll never forget it to this day. And we were warming up for the first game, my first collegiate game. And Coach Massey came up to me, pulled me to the side, and told me, if you stay within your technique, then you could possibly be one of the best corners in this conference. So, I mean, I just took that and I just ran with it, really. Because looking up to him, I mean, played in the pros, played as a Pro Bowler. I mean, that's the top of the top. That's the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you don't listen to that, you got to be crazy. So, I mean, that's my story.
The next fella here, I made a statement to him after seeing him as an assistant coach in swimming practice. And I said something to him, he didn't know what I was talking about, so he had to call his dad to figure out what I was talking about. It's crazy, but listen to what I said. This football day, I said, man, you remind me of a guy named Herschel Walker, the way you run. I said, you ever heard that? He said, no, coach. So they can practice out. You ever heard Herschel Walker? No. I said, I thought you was a football fan. I am, Coach. Well, you may want to know who Hershey Walker is. I said, I tell you what, tell your dad. Call home and ask your father. So when his father told me who Hershey Walker was, then he came back, he smiled. I said, you remind me of him, you're not him. Hershey, of course you guys, football fans, you know Hershey Walker, he's been running back in collegiate, one of the best ever. And this young man here came in, and you know, I tell you what, you talk about talent. This kid was recruited as a linebacker, but he wanted to play running back. We afforded him the opportunity here at Shaw to play running back kick return. And last year he led the nation Division II football in returns. And I'll let you know the secret now. He scored 3 kickoff returns. He only played 4 games. That's pretty good. So, you know, I'm gonna give it up mic to Mr. Langford here and let you tell me a little about Richmond, California.
Hi, everybody doing today. My name is James Langford, and I come from California. I had a kind of, you know, a tough road or whatnot. Like in high school, I really didn't play too much ball. I was kind of like in and out of trouble, but I was determined to go to college. So I went to junior college, didn't kind of play my first year, you know, but I kind of just stuck with it, you know, because in life, they're going to throw you a curve, so you got to keep going. I graduated from AA, got a scholarship to Tennessee Martin, so D1 Dublin. Got out there, things weren't really kind of going. I wasn't feeling the environment or whatever, but it was just something telling me I got to stay with it because it's only one other person, like my immediate family, that graduated from college. So I wasn't going to go back home without, you know, steady trying to pursue my goal. And it wasn't working out, so I got a call from Coach Massey, he's not here. And he was like, man, you come out here tomorrow, you know, we're going to get you right and everything. So when I got that call, it was like, all right, everything's going to work out. Came out here, fell in love with the campus, you know, the atmosphere, it's nothing but love, you know. And the coaches, Coach Massey embraced me in the first day. So, you know, it's just like, I owe it to him, but I owe it to myself because at the end of the day, it's my life. So, you know, they made it, they got their degrees, they make good money, so I'm trying to be right there. You know, like he said, like last year I did get hurt, you know, it had me low in my spirit, you know, but I had 2 surgeries in all season back to back, so, you know, I prayed on it, you know, I worked hard. I'm ready to go and get this championship with my brothers, so we're gonna make it happen.
Next up, young man, we had a chance to, and I've told Coach Flowers this was part of selling him in terms of coming up here and joining us. James worked out this summer, this spring, for the NFL scouts. And when I was pro liaison here too. So when he emailed me, they said, well, Coach, we're not going to let these guys work out. We just want to come in and, you know, pretty much questionnaires. So not to the email back, I said, I got a kid. He's a true 6'6". He's about 200 pounds, so thin, but he can make all the throws on a big field. So, well, Coach, you know, we appreciate that, but we're not going to, don't even worry about it, Coach. We'll be in and out 15 minutes tops. So we get over to St. Augustine's where, you know, they've been real more than helpful, letting us allow our guys come over for the pro day. And all their guys walk in, and then James walk in, and it's pro scouts, right? Coach, do you mind if you throw? I said, we don't like that. So, put him over. He threw about 8 balls. They stopped us. Coach, he can play. You know, he can play. And he has a pro arm. I said, well, I told you that. So, he has a lot riding on his career here. You know, James is a good kid. He didn't come to Shaw because he got in trouble or anything like that. He came to Shaw because of opportunities. And we all know, I'm not an alumnus for Shaw, but I went to college because of an opportunity. You guys, and we're grateful for the opportunities that the universities you attend have afforded you so you can provide for your loved ones. But again, this is an outstanding young man, good kid, great personality. He's had no problem here matriculating on campus and off campus. He's done everything we've asked. He's a talented young man. He's from Macomb, Michigan. I played 5 different teams, and one of the teams I played for was Detroit. So he shocked me one day. He sent me a text and he had a picture of me. And I was like, well, that was 100 pounds ago. I'm sure that anybody else, but I'm not giving that kind of shit up again. But I think, you know, with James, you know, of course he's going to have to compete for the job. When I say this, and I'm sincere when I say this, and I tell all of them, man, the first thing, you don't learn nothing from Coach Massey. You understand, nobody says life is fair. So having said that, sometimes it won't go your way. And you got to try to do it right. And make it happen for you. So he's going to have to compete for the starting job. But, you know, again, knowing him and from just watching the family and his temperament since he's been here, I think he'll be okay. He'll feel better. I'm going to give it to Mr. Stallings and he'll tell you a little bit about it.
There's a microphone in front of James, too.
Yeah, my name's James Stallings. Really excited to be down here. I love it down here. I love the South. I was born and raised up north, so it's a big difference. Wintertime, you see snow. I like the food down here, gained a lot of weight, home cooking. But I'm just really excited for the season. You know, I've grown up, always wanted to play football my whole life, and just glad to have an opportunity here at Shaw. Coming from the University of Wisconsin, I was planning on going back to Division I, but I got a call from one of the coaches here down at Shaw and told me all about the school and all the championships they had won. They sent me pictures of the rings and the trophies, and it all looked good. So had a couple of other decisions I had to make, and then figured it out and came down here to Shaw. And ever since then, I really enjoyed it. And coaching staff left last year, and Coach Massey got a head coaching job, made me very happy. And brought in Coach Flowers, and he told me he was going to be the man that was going to have this right this season. And the first day I met Coach Flowers, I knew he was the coach that I wanted to be coached by. So I'm just really excited to be down here, and I can't wait to get the season started, and it's going to be a fun year.
Do we have any questions?
Coach, how does the recruiting look for this year?
Well, for this upcoming year, Richard Gray is the recruiting coordinator. What we've tried to do since I've been here from the 18th of January, we've tried to recruit other more North Carolina guys. And there's nothing wrong with guys from out of the state. But again, Shaw University is in the state of North Carolina. And we want to build a winning tradition of kids that are from this area as well as kids from all around the country. So we've tried to do it. We make a concerted effort to recruit kids in the Raleigh area where we're located and the surrounding areas, but all over the state as well as other places.
Any real good prospects?
At this point, we don't have any true committals, but what we're doing now, we've been able to reach out and touch a lot of the high schools here in the state. We were able this year, as a staff, to go down to the North Carolina High School Coaches Association, the clinic. We joined and we went in and we did some clinic and we got a chance to meet Coach Larry Fedora down at UNC, his staff. We went over to North Carolina State with Coach O'Brien. They've been very receptive. So we had our coaches. We have some young coaches on staff that they've been able to go in and sit down with their defensive line coach, their offensive line coach, and just learn a little bit more about football. One of the things I told the young men when we got here, we were going to be big on presentation. And I think in the small surrounding, you have to make sure the way you present this program, that's going to be one of the keys for bringing in recruits. Because unfortunately, in life, you may not have as much as some of the other schools. A lot of schools don't have these rings that we flaunt around. So, and having said that, when we're able to show kids that we're doing it in a professional manner, the right way, that helps sell the program as well as the university.
Coach, I have a question. But when you first came up in West Virginia, how will we be matching up against?
You know what? I like my chances. That's a great staff up there. Those guys were at the University of West Virginia in Morgantown. And those guys, they got a lot of transfers coming over. They got a running back, an outstanding young man. And I tell you now, as a coach, when you see stuff like this, they got a quarterback, real good quarterback. He's from the state of North Carolina. So now you say, how did he get out of the state? But we're going to give him a North Carolina welcome. Let him know we miss him. He's back. But he's a good ball player. They're a good team, a good coaching staff. And, the thing we've tried to do since I've gotten here, and even when I was here as an assistant, we've tried to make it competitive day in and day out. And I think that's the way you have to go when trying to improve a program. But just in life, you've got to improve from day to day. And that's what we want the guys to understand. At the end of the day, anything you get, you're going to have to work hard to get it. If it comes too easy, it's probably not going to last long.
Coach, I know football is time consuming, but academically, what do you have in place to ensure that these guys can be successful in class?
Couple of things. One, a lot of parents are giving me the ability to deal with it, which we do in a small way. Let me say this, some of the people that's been real instrumental behind the scenes, Mrs. Fall, yourself, and other people, we've been able to implement a study hall system where if a kid has an hour after lunch or before lunch and you don't have a class, we get him in and send him to study hall for that hour. Then we have in place our own football study hall, which is late in the evening. And we try to do this on purpose, Coach. We don't take up all the time. So when we let him go, he's tired. He should go to sleep. He ain't got time to run the yard and hang out, get your rest, because we're getting him up tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for the weights. So in reference to the academic mechanisms that we have in place, I I know with Ms. Fall and yourself, the coaches run our own study hall. And they've been very, very, believe it or not, we have this thing where we're trying to get the GPA for the football team to a 3.0. You really don't want to tell people that because people will remember that and then they're going to be looking at it. Well, you didn't get it. But you know what? 2.9 ain't bad. So we're going to shoot for that. And in the process of shooting for that, we're still going to continue to be a winning team and win conference championships and go on to the playoffs as well.
For the players, how excited are you guys to get back on the field today and try to better, obviously what you did last year?
I mean, I'm very excited because I always take the approach that I have something to prove, really. Because I mean, that's just that competitive nature in football, and Coach Massey instilled that. So I mean, that being said, like I'm really excited. I'm really ready to get out there. We start today at 4 o'clock, so I'll be out there early, 3:15.
Well, yeah, just to add on to that, we fired up about it. We met a lot of players, and it seemed like they all buying into that system that we all in, because we go out as a team, as a unit, we can accomplish a lot. But we go out there with individual goals and trying to be their man, it won't last long. So, I'm fired up about it, meeting new people, putting it all together. So it's going to be a good look.
Yeah, I think everybody's ready to go. I think now's the fun time. You put in all the hard work in the off season, all them 6 a.m. workouts, summer workouts. Maybe other people aren't doing all them things or out at the beach or whatever, but we put all that hard work. Now it's time to have fun, hit the field, strap it up, and now it's time to go to work.
And then for Darnell and James, because of the 3-8 record, I mean, you guys are, the premier players in your position in the league. Yet you guys didn't make any all-conference stuff on last year. Does that kind of stuff bother you?
I mean, it definitely does bother me. That's why I just got to come out with something to prove, really, because I feel as if that I should be up there. But with that being said, I'm gonna put in that work so I can get to that point again. So I mean, I'm ready.
Yeah, it does kind of bother me. I mean, even though I got hurt, that's part of life, but I just got something, that's a chip on my shoulder, to let them know they can't sleep on us, They ain't see us in the beginning, but they gonna see us in the end. So I look at it like that, and you gotta start with here, got that heart, They don't believe, I'm believe, and it's gonna go from there, so just stay tuned.
Do the three of you consider yourselves as the leaders on the team? And if so, do you think the rest of the team will follow your leadership as well as the spirit that you're showing here?
Well, I mean, I feel as if I'm a leader, but I'm not too much of a vocal leader, which I would like to be in the future. But I'd like to lead by example. I come in and I try to work as hard as I can, so some of the younger guys can look up to me, and try to follow in those same footsteps. So I mean, I feel as if I'm a leader.
Yeah, just that what you said. I feel I'm the leader too. I'm not really too much into with speeches and all that kind of stuff, but I feel like I can be that guy when it's time to perform. I can do it, and I like to give people words of encouragement because we all the same. We all got the same goals, and we all can do it. It's not one man's better than the other, So once you have it like that, where you don't think you that top prospect or always need the light on you, people will see that and be like, he could do it. I want to be like him. They might not say it, but in the inside, you see you might can change their life in that aspect. So, I try to just do what I can, know my role, play my part.
Being a quarterback is pretty much, you got to be a leader out there, You're that coach on the field. The coach can't be out there and he can't talk to you. You got to be that guy out there when somebody doesn't know their route or knows a cadence or ask for a play. You got to be that guy out there on the field. So I'm ready to lead the team. I like being vocal out there. I like guys knowing what they're doing. I like everybody to be on time and everybody ready to go. So I'm going to lead them and we're going to have a good season.
Let me say this. And everybody can recognize and believe what I'm going to say. God is really good when you're 20 years old talking about the younger guys.
Yeah, Coach Flowers, being a graduate of Johnson C. Smith, being there last year, the success that the team had, when Coach Massey called you to come to show, how difficult was it?
I'm sure we've all had this experience when you say it's business. And in any profession, you want to be able to get to the highest level that you can. And one thing as a coach, I try to be a historian, and you don't have to go too far in history to know within the most recent years, Shaw's been one of the best football programs, not just in the CIAA, but in Division II. So to be able to have that opportunity was something that I jumped at. First thing, as an offensive coordinator, before you look at your talent, you want to look at the defense. And the defense at Shaw last year was number 3 defense in Division II. So what does that mean for me? That means we'll get more touches of the ball. To lead my alma mater, yes, it was difficult, especially going from where the team had been, a team that wasn't very successful and things like that. But to have the opportunity to win multiple championships was something that I felt Shaw was in the position to do, and I was just couldn't refuse the opportunity.
Question for Darryl James. As returning players, Coach Darryl Asbury announced his resignation. How important was it for you for them to hire a coach within the system as opposed to going outside?
Well, I think it's very important because I mean I've been really under Coach Massey both my years at Shaw. And I mean I pretty much he's on the defense, so I listen to him. I listen to every command that he barks out. So I mean it really wasn't too much of a change for me as a defensive player. So I mean I really can't speak on that really.
Well, I think it's a good thing because not only do we know him, you know, but he cares for us. You know, you bring somebody in, and you know they might be just a coach, but you know he's there for you off the field as well. So having that there, you know, is a good thing because you want to go out and work for that man. You know, because he's gonna do all he can for you. So, and he, at the end of the day, he's a good dude as well. So, yes, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the wrap of it. You know what I'm saying?
Make a minimum of James starting more reps. Now, I want to talk about that. Let me say this, and it's tough, you know, when you have, and this is coach talk here. Coach Asbury for us was a legend because he did something that hadn't been done in the day. He won some games, championships, and we graduated some kids, and I was here on it as an assistant under him to make that run. And then I tell these guys, we was proud to do the same thing, to continue. But at the end of the day, you want to, as a coach, you got to add your little piece to the puzzle to make it sure that they know now it's Massey. And you know, as a coach, and I've had this discussion with Coach Flowers, I said we need to win the conference, we need to win the division, to put out some win some games, something nobody has done. So now we become the new legends, if you will. But again, that's the competitive drive that myself and coaches and players. I did think that I was a good fit here. For whatever reason, I've been here longer than I have been any other place coaching. So, and as a player, I was here 2 years, 3 years, so I jumped around a lot. So again, I'm settled, and I like my situation, and I like the young men that I'm working with as well as the coaches there. And because of the camaraderie, the family type atmosphere that we have, I like our chances. I think we're going to be football there.
Are there any other questions?
Coach Massey, with the schedule, with the out-of-conference schedule, so you know, last couple of years it's been different. Seems like a couple of years ago you played Massachusetts. Last year was Dale State and Stillman, Miles Benedict. So this year you have Miles, who's the SIC champion, and Stillman, and then you start off with Charleston. Is this more the trend we're going to see with the out-of-conference schedule being real tough with preparing you for the CIAA?
You know something? Yes. To answer that question, yes, but I'm going to kind of elaborate a little bit for me. A lot of people don't know this. But when I left Charlotte to come to Durham, North Carolina, that was the longest ride in my life. But that's the farthest I'd ever been. And then when we went to play Norfolk State, then we went to play Jackson State, that was the first time I traveled. So again, you know, the experience of being a young man and having the opportunity to play football, it can develop in a lot of ways. You become a renaissance man, you can travel, you get a chance to see other things. And this is some of the experiences these young men will have. And one of the things you always want to do, and most people never admit it, everybody wants to play Division I. So anytime we get a chance to play a Division I program and whoop up on them, We want to do that because we're sending a message not only to just football, but these young men, we're letting them know that they can accomplish whatever they put their mind to. And that's part of it. And, you know, we talk about winning the conference. And trust me, this is one of the better conferences in Division II football. Winston-Salem themselves has proved that, and along with Shaw, by going year in and year out to the playoffs. But we have to step outside of the conference for the sake of playing some of the powerhouse teams like Stillman. And if we can beat teams like that, if we can beat teams like West Virginia, Charleston, then we'll show in terms of when it comes time for the bracketing, we'll get a pretty good deal. I'll tell you what would be great now. If we can do this thing the way we envision, and we look up, we got some playoff games here at home. So again, that's part of that tape when we look at, you know, these out-of-conference games like that.
Further questions?
Coach, looking at the schedule, I know all games are important, but we got two very important games at the end of the season. The last game, St. Augustine, that's our rivalry, and we have Winston-Salem State University that has become a true rivalry. So how are you going to keep these guys fresh?
Well, you know what? Those are two games, really, as a coach. You worry more so about them being overly excited. That first 2-3 series, guys will be drained, overly excited, anticipation, build up. But, and in all honesty, and I said this at the CIAA roundup, and it's nothing about, they're good programs, fine institutions, but I never really have to worry about, and this is as a coordinator and as a head coach, I don't worry about the opponent because we have really good players. We get the same amount of film they do, we get the same amount of time to break down in practice. I'm more concerned with really the players in terms of how we prepare for that upcoming week, our mindset. And you want to practice fast, you want to have a good practice and with good look, and that don't always happen. And in certain games, because of the magnitude of the game, those young men get a little overexcited, a little anxious, and that's what I'm more so concerned with. Talent-wise, I think we can line up and play against anybody. And the coaching-wise, I think we're pretty good coach staff as well. We just want to make sure that these young men understand the importance and the severity of playing these games, and we got to win them. I ain't saying that. We got to win them at the end of the day. That's just how we feel about it.
Other questions?
Question. I say the recruiting class, do you have a wide receiver / tight end come in? Can you say anything? Can you give us any information about him?
Couple kids, actually. We got Keon Cole.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
He's
about.
He's 6'6", about 230 pounds. He started out at Toledo, he went to Grand Rapids, and we were lucky and fortunate enough to get him. And we also have a young man named Andre Polite. He's a tight end out of South Carolina. So with Flowers, but coaching against me, we've had to deal with the tight end. And they beat us last year when he was the coordinator, and they beat us on the defensive end. I'm bad enough to say that. But, he wanted some tight ends. We want to make sure when you bring a guy, when you hire a coach, you got to give him a chance and opportunity to put in place the things he did before to have that same success. John C. Smith, before he got there, they were winning very few games. Last year, they were the second best team pretty much in the conference. So again, he's done an outstanding job in a 2-year period. The only thing I request is we do it in 1 year. But other than that, we got some talent. We're talented. And to say this, like he said about me, I'm a good dude. We got some good young men, some good kids. And that goes a long way. And then I got some good young coaches. And I'll tell you about a few. Marcus McElveen, he's a Shaw alum. I recruited him out of Norwalk, Connecticut. DeAndre Concha from California. So we're trying to, and see, a lot of times when guys graduate from the school, they leave, they can't come back for whatever reason. We want to let guys know this is still home. Just make sure you come back and try to do it the right way. And you can afford yourself the opportunity and chance. Because at the end of the day, there's no place like home. It's just the bottom line, it's the truth. So we got some pretty good tight ends. We'll be fine there. I'll give you a tidbit about me and this guy here too. I've been knowing this guy for a long time. I'm a little older. I played against him in high school. I played against him in college. And I don't want to get into the stories he's going to tell. He's fabricated. But he's wanted to coach a long time. And it sounds made for TV, but I'm going to tell you this. And he can validify this for us. I told him years ago, I said, man, I want to be a football coach when I get done. I said, I'm going to get you an offensive coordinator. And full circle is happening. So I think because of the fact that we've known each other for 20, 30 plus years, we have a chance to be able to to be a part of something special, especially with young men who surround themselves.